Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Stubborn Electric. I want to tell you how to size your circuit breaker. Sizing a circuit breaker correctly is important because an undersized circuit breaker will trip unnecessarily, while an oversized circuit breaker may not protect the cable or equipment. So you must make sure that any circuit breaker that you want to install, you size it according to your load. So I'm going to teach you step by step how to size the circuit breaker. So I'm going to walk you through this step, and before I do that, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like and comment, and tell me what you want me to teach in my next video. So let's get started. Step 1, determine the load power. What did I mean by this is that find the power of the equipment from the nameplate or by adding the total connected load together. If you have the total connected load together, then you can now do how to size your circuit breaker. Maybe your load is what? Your load is 3000 watts or 4000 or 5000 watts or 5 kilowatts or 6 kilowatts. Just know the total connected load. Once you know the total connected load, it will be easier for you to size your circuit breaker. Now, step 2, determine the supply voltage. For example, in Nigeria, we have a voltage to be 230 for single phase voltage, while face to face voltage is what? 400 to 415 volts, right? You will determine the supply voltage. You know the supply voltage of this your load is if it is single phase voltage or the 3-phase voltage. Once you know the voltage, you have know the total connected load, and you have know the voltage. So step 3, what you need to know is to calculate the current. For you to calculate this current, if it is single phase current, this is the formula. I is equals to what? P divided by the voltage multiplied by the power factor. What is I? I is the current. P is what? P is the power, total connected load. While V is what? V is the voltage, and what? PF is what? Power factor. So if you are calculating for single phase, this is the formula. But if you are calculating for 3-phase, you need to add what? Square root of 3. And square root of 3 is what? 1.732. This formula is very important because this is the formula that you use to size your current. So once you determine your current, you can now proceed to do what? You can now proceed to size your circuit breaker. So where I is what? I is the current, P is what? P is the power, V is the voltage, by power factor, PF is what? Is the power factor. So for example, you have a power of 3000 watts, you have a power factor, you have a power of 3 kVA, and you have a voltage of what? A voltage of 230 volts. So the power factor will be what? Assuming the power factor is what? The power factor is 0.9 or 0.8 or 0.9. So the formula will be what? I is equal to what? 3000 divided by what? Divided by the voltage, which is what? 230 volts. We are calculating for single phase voltage. It will be 230 volts multiplied by what? Multiplied by the power factor, which is what? 0.9. So what are we going to get? 3000. You first multiply 230 by 0.9. Once you get your answer, you will now divide it. You will divide 3000 divided by your answer. You will get what? Let me do my calculation. 3000 divided by, you will get what? You will get 14.5 amps. That is the total amps that you need what? That you need for your power, which is what? 3000 watts. So if it's 3-phase, the formula will be what? It is the current is equals to power divided by square root of 3 multiplied by the voltage and multiplied by what? Multiplied by the power factor. This is the formula for 3-phase. So for single phase, this is the formula. But for 3-phase, this is the formula. So make sure you know this formula because it is this formula that you use to size your circuit breaker. Another example is that you have a power of 15,000 watts. So let's say 15 kilowatts, and you have a voltage of 3-phase voltage, which is what? 415 volts. This one we are using 3-phase voltage. We are not using single phase voltage now. So we are using what? 3-phase voltage, which is what? 415 watts. So the power factor is what? Let's assume that the power factor is 0.9. Now you have the power factor to be 0.9. So the formula will be what? I is equal to what? 15,000 divided by square root of 3 is what? Square root of 3 is 1.732. Multiplied by what? Multiplied by 415 multiplied by what? It's a power factor, which is what? 0.9. So the answer will be what? Let me calculate that one also. 15 divided by square root of 3 multiplied by 415 multiplied by, now this is the answer. So once you calculate it, the answer will be 23.2 amps. Doesn't that the answer will be 23.2 amps. So step 4 is what? Is to apply the continuous load factor. What does that mean by this? That for load expected to run continuously, typically more than 3 hours, so multiply the calculated current by 125, which is what? 1.25. This one is the safety margin. So this one is the safety margin. It's very important. to add this one, we are going to add this one to it. It's either you add 1.25 or you add 1.20. Just make sure that you add this to it. For example, now you have a 14.5 amps. Maybe that is the amp that we got in the first place, right? Let's just say 15 amps. We have a 15 amps now. So we want to add a safety margin to it. We multiply it by what? We multiply it by 1.25. You need to put a safety margin in case if they want to like add any extra load to it. You cannot just size it according to the load immediately like that. So you need to put a safety margin also, so that it will be 80% ahead. So 14.5 amps maybe multiplied by 1.25, it will be having what? We're going to be having 18 amps also. That is how to size your current, your circuit breaker. So step 5 is what? Choose the next standard circuit breaker. Maybe you have an 18 amps now, the one that we just generate now, and that 18 amps you can't find it in the market. So choose the standard one. Maybe we have a 20 amps, right? Since we have an 18 amp, what is the next one to do? Is to do what? Is to look for a 20 amps. So just select the next standard breaker rating above the calculated current. So it will be above the calculated current. Don't try to get any circuit breaker that is lesser than what you get. So make sure that the circuit breaker that you are getting is more than the calculated current. So common circuit breaker that you can see outside, we can see a 6 amps, you can see 10 amps, you can see 16 amps, you can see 20 amps, we can see 25, you can see 32 amps, you can see 40 like that, 65, 100 amps like that. So we have a like common circuit breaker rating that we can see outside. These are the common circuit breaker that we can see outside. So they are more like that. I'm not going to mention everything. So just make sure that anything you are sizing it more than your calculated current. Now step 6, what you need to do now is to check your cable size. Check your cable size. So the circuit breaker must not be larger than the cable's current carrying capacity. So for example, now we have a 2.5 mm copper cable now, about 20 or 27 amps. So depending on the installation method. So a 20 amp circuit breaker is generally suitable for it. So this one is suitable for that 2.5 mm square copper cable. You must make sure that the circuit breaker must not be larger than the cable current carrying capacity. So you understand now. So step 7 is what? Consider the type of load. Different loads require different breakers. So you must make sure that we have different types of circuit breaker. We have type B circuit breaker, we have type C, and we also have type D circuit breaker. So you must check all these types, because let me explain this one by one. Type B circuit breaker is for lighting socket or residential load, while type C circuit breaker is for motor or air conditioners or maybe like pump compressors. So but type D circuit breaker is for welders, transformers, and maybe like heavy industrial equipment with high starting current. This one is for high starting current. It's not like the C type and the D type. So you must consider the types of load. So before you can size your circuit breaker. For example, now a 5 kilowatt water heater on a 230 volt single phase, maybe a 5 kilowatt, right? Water heater on a 230 volt single phase. The power is what? The power is 5 kilowatts, right? So the voltage is 230 volts. It's a single phase voltage, and the power factor is what? The power factor is 1. The power factor is okay, right? The power factor is 1. So what is the current I want to generate? So to generate the current will be what? The current will be 5,000 divided by 230. We're going to generate what? We're going to generate 21.7 amps, right? So if we had a continuous load, maybe we have a safety margin to it. We have 21.7 multiplied by 125, the way I mentioned it earlier. So we'll be having like roughly 28 or maybe like 28 or 29 amps. So choose the next standard size. You choose the next standard size. What do I mean by that is that you're not going to just be looking for 27 amps. So you're going to look for maybe like 30 amps. You're going to look for a breaker that is more than the calculated current that we just mentioned now. Maybe like 32 amps, or maybe like it should not be like 32 amps is the least, because you don't use anything more than 32 amps, because if you're using anything more than 32 amps, it might not protect your equipment. So then verify that the cable is rated for what? At least 32 amps. So that is it. So what are the key rules? I'll just break everything down. So the first one is what? Calculate the load current. Load current is very important, right? The second thing is that apply any required continuous load factors. That is number 2. Number 3 is what? Select the next standard circuit breaker Don't just size it according to your current. Maybe you see like 20 amps, you get maybe like 18 amps. That is what you get in your calculation, and you proceed to be looking for maybe like 18 amps circuit breaker. No, you have to look for maybe like some standard circuit breaker that is more than that one. Maybe like 20 amps. It should not be more than that. So that is number 3. Number 4 is what? Ensure the cable can safely carry the circuit breaker rated current. So you must make sure that the cable is what? The cable is safety to carry the breaker. Maybe if you go and oversize, don't try to oversize and don't try to underside. So the last one is what? Is to choose the correct circuit breaker. Maybe don't choose any other circuit breaker. That's different types of circuit breaker. We have type A, we have type B, and we have type C. And we have type B, we have type C, and we have type D circuit breaker. So you must make sure that you size your circuit breaker according to your need. So this is everything you need to know about the circuit breaker, how to size a circuit breaker. So make sure you like this video and tell me what you need me to do in my next video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.